So I normally don't like telling stories, but I go ahead and let one which I have. I mean, pretty much how I segued into the cannabis space. It was 2008, December the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, another date. Because I just came back from Florida and working on the campaign, presidential campaign. I had just found out that I was being laid off from the city of Atlanta. They was crying because I was running the union at the time. So my stuff was kind of separate from everybody else. Nobody knew I was getting laid off. I didn't know. But some people from HR called and said, they're gonna lay you off. We've seen the paperwork. It's been downstairs. And so I got ready to I was on I-20 in Martin Luther King. I made a left hand, I got into the left hand lane. When I got into the left hand lane, I see the state trooper on the left side of me. And so I knew immediately that I probably was getting pulled over. That's exactly what happened. And so he pulled me over. At the time, I was kind of frustrated, what have you. Just went through a situation. This is when Tip was going to jail, just through the jail. I was road managing and working with the rich kids, which was also from the Grand Hustle label. So it was actually in advance. So I had experience in November. On the same type of situation, where I watched the police pull the boys over. They didn't want to tell the whole van up. They brought the dogs out, and so I had to go back and try to, because the boys were still in school. They were still in high schools. They was doing shows on the weekend, making good money, but they were still minors. So they pulled them over. That whole situation went to where I helped them get on about their business. They pulled me over a half mile later. So I guess they figured if it wasn't in the Grand Hustle van, it was in my truck. And so that's the mindset. And that mindset, give me my little ticket, because the most you'll get me on is improper lane change. So give me a little ticket so I get on about my business. But I also he went to the car, he sat there for a minute. I was on the phone, still talking to the people from the city about me being laid off. He came back to the one that took the roll one down. I looked to my right, there was another officer already on the passenger side with a flashlight looking in the glove compartment and just pull up what he could see. He asked me to step out the vehicle. I said, for what? He said, intent. And I smell marijuana. Now, I'm a firm believer, especially during those times, about riding and smoking. And mind you, I just told you I just got back from the campaign, so my vehicle had been parked. I was gone for 3 months. You know what I mean? So, and I don't smoke in the vehicle. And I don't even know we smoking at the time like that. Because I had my little spurts where I would partake and not partake, because I was working for the city. I had some years, so it wasn't a big thing. But anyway, that was my experience. You see my city ID on the mirror. He said, I don't know how y'all city boys do it, but it's a state right here. Long story short, I ended up going to jail. Of course, it wasn't no marijuana. They got me for misdemeanor. That was my charge. So it's something that going through an experience like that of simple expression going to jail, that I knew the people that look like me often went through. As always with the public cause piece, and he had a person that was a firm believer of not, smoking and riding and doing all those things. And now I'm going to jail, got my first fingerprints. I was real adamant about that piece, about having my fingerprints out of the database. So I was lucky, but not so lucky that day. And then this led to my whole experience to why I'm in this movement before I actually organized the Decrim in 2017. But that's why I did it. I was running for office. The Decrim happened. Teresa, that was you. Teresa, what was you? You came over to the house? Because you were some other people? Didn't you come over from the City Hall when it was doing the Decrim and spoke? I remember seeing Teresa on the TV. Yeah, I remember seeing Teresa and Smokos on the TV. I said, they go pretty goddamn well. They even come across the street with this. These folks know that these are their constituents. That's my mindset. Yes. So that was my inspiration, was that I started talking to people, talking to my lawyer, talking to some other folks. They're like, no, you running for office. You don't need to do it. Look at your picture on your flyer. You like your house, bitch. Anybody know me, I ain't high now, but I got my eyes still this. I got some cheeky eyes. It's in my DNA. But that was the compelling part about actually making the motion to go get involved in this movement, which is making sure that we organize the right way. Because they didn't want it to happen. You know, Kwanzaa wrote the bill, shot at Kwanzaa Hall, Congressman Hall, he wrote the policy for the decriminal legislation. I watched it go back and forth from committee to full council. And I said, you know what? I'm going to call a town hall meeting. And I'm going to call a round table. And we had some everybody there. We had Black Lives Matter, Dr. Hodge came through. We had the Nation of Islam with the Muslim community. We had Tom McCain from NORML. We had Derek Jackson, State Representative Derek Jackson, with the Fulton County Solicitor there. Nice little roundabout, right? And we did, again, it's not about, it was about cannabis, but it wasn't about cannabis, it was more about community and all the issues that surround cannabis. And then that we made it a priority to make sure that we were organized around this plant. And so, again, rest in peace room, street rooms. You know, there's another brother I was working with, former gang member, former gang member that went into the Muslim movement, you know what I mean, in the community, standing up for what we know, you know. But I was showing him about politics and how to get something out of it. You know what I mean? Oftentimes we fight this fight and we die broke. We die for what we believe in, but then we make little progress. And I was showing him how to make progress, you know what I mean, how to get money to get back to the baseball team, and just to reinvest into the community. You know what I mean? Oftentimes they have to use other people's money. I use our influence to get money to invest into the community. We can use our money, but we shouldn't put our money in everything else, you know? That was the passion behind it. And so being in that space and watching people stand up, you know what I mean? Shout out to Housing Justice League. They was one of the coalition partners that was also there. Because at the same time, there was a big fight going on in the city of Long Island. There was still enough time to do voter registration, just like it is now. Because October 6th is actually the anniversary of the decree. Got passed, so it actually got signed off for the mayor on October 6th. So it was around this time. So October 10th is the deadline for this election. So for anybody that's in here that ain't registered to vote, please go register to vote, get involved, get civically involved. For those who may have infractions, if you're not on paper, you're still eligible to vote. If you've already did your time, you don't owe no fees, anything, it's your rights restored. I knew at that point that's what I was going to be doing if they didn't pass that bill. So we was already had started having conversations about how we should do activations. And fortunately enough, it lined up to be unanimous, and that's how we got declared down today. But it all started about engagement with the police and understanding that it was very much worth me sacrificing what I was trying to do running for office to do it on something that I believe in. There's something that's so simple as possession of marijuana, which I had none, but how having none and as an innocent person still cost you your freedom. So that's my story.